each of you makes up an abbreviated insular apostrophe. You integrate enclosed environments with desire, a mental space trying to reconfigure itself. The social world is kept out in the cold. I tried to will one of you into being. I wanted my own place with my own rules. When I was a kid, I wanted a fortress, a fort of repose, something that would always provide time and space, the stuff necessary for meaningful reflection. I would watch your kind on a screen, and I'd vicariously inhabit states of elusively pleasurable, melancholic stasis. I thought I knew what it was like to be blind drunk on whiskey long before I ever tasted this stuff. I was always worried about being on the street. Each time a key turned on the screen, every moment someone hung their hat and closed the door, I'd sigh with relief and I'd be filled with wishful thinking. That would be my goal, to have that at least. You and I are not so different. Each of you might hypothetically contain me, but only to the extent that I'm able to desire it. We're one in the same, as unreal as each other. You persist in me as though I were a kind of lacking host. Jeremy. You, sir, remain fascinating. And it's not just because of your way of making people laugh at horrible indignities in everyday life. I want to thank you for it, though. The way you've drawn attention to the alienation and suffering of modern existence over and over and over again. The thing is, you brought the devil home with you in the process. Just think of my 5 wives. You're a regular Faust who can't get no respect. You knew it, didn't you? Your father from Hellwall and Natural Born Killers. I think it conveys that kind of understanding. You played the devil in a Sandler film, for Christ's sake. You somehow managed to become the vulgar monstrosity you've been trying to tear apart all your life. When I found out you left stand-up for a stable income as an aluminum siding salesman, only to return to your comedy clubs on your nights off, well after 40. I realized where the joke was coming from. It was a very real place, without privilege or grace, the kind This was not a career, this was survival. You couldn't stand a life without art. But you brought some really nasty rock into the practice with you. Nobody's perfect, right? With a doctor like Boom Bats looking after you, it's no wonder you've had some errors in judgment. There shouldn't be any excuses, though. You've never made any for yourself. Thanks for coming back, Ron. Thanks for struggling to be human in public. Jeremy. Dear folks, the city I live in is pretty small. It's not even a city, really. The people here are too familiar. It's as if I've known them personally. It's like we've been intimately involved with something, somewhere together, but I can't remember what it was, who we really are. Circumstances, names, experience seem instantly erased. The bookstore clerk, a woman I keep seeing in thrift shops, that sunburned alcoholic at the bus stop, countless others I keep mistaking for past co-workers, students, friends, and friends. They're circulating constantly. The sense of imminent greeting repeats in the absence of real connections. It's different for us, though. We really did know each other once. Maybe we'll cross paths again on the streets we used to walk down while in touch. We could be moving through the same spaces right now, intentionally ignoring each other. Perhaps we jarringly remind one another of an insurmountable divide, an unbridgeable gap between our memories, the stories we tell ourselves, and some kind of actual objective reality concerning the entirety of all our lived experiences. One's rationales are exposed. Assumptions are shaken. It's no wonder we have a hard time saying hello to each other. When I bump into one of you now, I feel as though I'm falling very slowly through numerous lifetimes. Constellations of relation hover just beyond us, full of incredible complexity and mystery, absolutely unknowable, and yet we've been a part of them. It's perhaps too much to acknowledge and express, let alone understand. One summer might contain centuries, a day can take on years, a brief moment becomes infinite. We pretend to let each other go.